Before y'all get into my theory about Jade Cargill and her attacker, this video was recorded, or this podcast was recorded about 3 days ago. This was before Smackdown aired and showed the footage of Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez being backstage. However, that doesn't mean that they attacked Jade Cargill. That just means that they were there. But I'm going to let y'all listen to my theory, and it can still play out the way I see it, seeing as how Bianca and Naomi are going to Raw on Monday. So listen to my theory, and we'll see on Monday if my theory is correct. Maybe even by Elimination Chamber, if my theory is correct. Welcome to my analysis. This is where we sit down and unpack characters, storylines, rivalries, whatever the case may be. And I'm going to give you guys my insight into these characters and give you a full blow by blow. Now, I am going to do this off the cuff. This will be podcast style. If you guys challenge what I'm saying, please comment in the comment section below. I like to hear you guys' responses and comments to me, or rather reading them, and I want us to have conversation. This is the point of me doing these types of videos. So if you enjoy this, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to share, rate, comment, and subscribe, and let's get started. The very first feud, or the very first analysis we're going to break down, is Jade Cargill and her attacker, and who the potential attacker could be, where the storyline could go, how it can be shaped by who it is, and where we can go leading into WrestleMania and even beyond. I hope you guys enjoy my analysis of Jade Cargill and her attackers. We're going to go by suspects, and then we're going to exclude or rule out certain suspects. And I'm going to give you guys my top 4/3, seeing as how two of the suspects roll together. I'm going to give you guys my top 3 suspects and who they could be and how this could play out for Jade Cargill as well as for the potential suspects. I hope you guys enjoy. And if you have a different way to set this off, let me know in the comment section below. Like I said, I love a good discourse. And always, always, always voice your opinion. That's kind of why we have the platform. Thank you so much for listening. And without further ado, let's get into this Jade Cargill attacker and analysis. Now let's get into it. Jade Cargill was attacked. This took her out of War Games, took her out of the Royal Rumble. She has not been seen from or heard since. Bianca Belair has made it her mission that she is going to figure out who has attacked her, and she's going to take them down. Now, Jade Cargill was her partner. And because Jade Cargill went down, Bianca either had to find a replacement or forfeit the titles. Bianca found a replacement in Naomi. Naomi didn't want her tag team partner to lose the titles, so she focused on helping to keep the tag team titles amongst the big 3. Now, suspects. Who would have gained the most from attacking Jade Cargill? If we go by the logic of the way the police would investigate if this was a real attack, the closest person to Jade Cargill would have been the culprit, or usually is. And that person is Bianca Belair and Naomi. But there are other people who benefited or could have benefited from her attack. So let's run down the suspects outside of the top 2 suspects. We could say that the attack was Nia Jax. Nia Jax seems to have quite the hard-on for Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill eliminated her in her very first Royal Rumble. Not only that, but Nia Jax made it her mission to get rid of Jade Cargill months later when they had the tournament for her to become Queen of the Ring. Nia Jax has been attacking and been on Jade Cargill's ass for quite some time, ever since she's been in WWE, and she's made it her mission to keep her out of her way. So it wouldn't be that bad of an idea if Nia Jax is the one who attacked her. She didn't want to have to deal with her inside War Games, so she got rid of what she thought would be her strongest competition. Who could have been the next culprit? It could have been Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan. They have been known to attack people from behind and take them out before they have to fight them or before they feel the need to fight them. They also made it very clear that they were going after those tag team titles and they wanted them. They set up Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair to lose inside the Battle Royale that Io Sky won to face off against Liv at Saturday Night Main Event, the very first one last year in December. And then, the pièce de résistance, of course, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez will also inside of War Games. And I'm pretty sure they did not want Jade Cargill in the War Games competing against them. The power alone between Cargill and Bianca Belair is overwhelming. So I can understand 100% why Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez could have possibly attacked Jade Cargill. This not only took out Jade Cargill from the tournament for the United States Championship and from War Games and Royal Rumble, but it also stole her championship from her. And this also removed Bianca Belair from possibly becoming the U.S. champion as well. When her partner was taken out, Bianca Belair ran to her side to aid her. Now that we know who didn't do it, let's look at who did, or at least who has the biggest possibility of doing it. Let's run it down. Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, and then we have the top two, Bianca Belair and Naomi. Now, the way you have to look at this is who would have the most to gain from attacking Jade Cargill. The one who had the most to gain was Naomi. Naomi would have been and is a two-time WWE Women's Tag Team Champion. By Jade Cargill going down, this put Naomi directly in the spotlight, and it gave her a secondary title run. To be fair, that she should have had the initial time she was champion. But in order to get that, she had to destroy another woman's career to get there. Now, I'm not saying that this is Naomi's MO, but I've seen Naomi when she's turned. And Naomi isn't the type to attack from behind either. Not in the sense where you don't know that she did it. But if she was trying to gain something and she needed you to believe that she was this particular way, I'm sure Naomi knows how to hide her true intentions. Besides, if she attacked Jade Cargill and announced to the world that she did, her whole card would be peaked and Bianca would obviously tag that ass. There'd be no more tag team. So she has to play the role. She has to play the role of the goody two-shoes glow queen in order to maintain herself as tag team champion. That's a compelling argument. Suspect number 2, Bianca Belair. Now, a lot of people believe that Bianca Belair is the culprit, claiming that she really wanted to be tag team champion with Naomi, but, the wires got crossed. So she figured out a way to give Naomi her secondary championship. She also didn't want to be tied to Jade Cargill. She sees her potential, where she could be, and how she is automatically put into megastardom favor. She doesn't like the fact that there's another woman coming onto the scene, soaking up her sunshine. So she decided to no longer share. Essentially, her motives and reasoning is jealousy. And she's tired of playing nice. She carried Jade Cargill, and now she's ready for her to go. And instead of losing her championships, she figured Jade Cargill was replaceable. If you believe such things. Bianca Belair believes she's the EST of WWE, the roughest, the toughest, the fastest, the quickest, the smartest, the EST of WWE. And that means she's better than you and Jade Cargill. And she was just tired of sharing the spotlight. Suspect number 3. The last suspects, unfortunately, they come as a pair. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez are probably the second most motive driven of this entire group of suspects. And you have to ask yourself why. Well, Tiffany, why would they be the most motive driven? I thought that was Naomi and Bianca. You could say that. But let me tell you why they are. You see, Liv and Raquel had a goal. They wanted to have all the gold. And they figured with Bianca at half capacity and her getting Naomi to be her tag team partner, Naomi and Bianca would be an easier feat than it would be going after Jade Cargill and Naya and Bianca. Now, I don't think they planned for Naomi to be the replacement for Bianca in terms of Bianca and her tag team titles with Jade. I don't think they intended on Jade being replaced. I think that they expected Bianca to vacate, but Bianca's a true champion. She's not going to go down without a fight. Now, I think the girls could have attacked Jade, getting her out of War Games, which would give them more leverage in War Games. And it also would allow them to be able to best Rhea Ripley's team. This is while Liv Morgan was still your women's champion. This is while she was still at the top of the mountain. All right? Now, they figured if they took out Jade Cargill now and beat her up enough, she would be out and she wouldn't be a problem for them. That way, they wouldn't have to deal with two super strong athletes going after the titles. They figured they'd have a better shot going after those tag team titles with Naomi than they would with Jade Cargill. I don't think they anticipated Liv Morgan losing her championship. I think they wanted Liv to be a double champion and Raquel can be a 3-time tag team champion, which is fine. But at the same time, they were planning this out so that they can get what they wanted. Now, when things don't go as planned, you have to start, making some adjustments to the plan. So, I think originally they took out Jade Cargill. If we're going with Liv Morgan and Raquel as the suspects, they took out Jade Cargill. She's on the shelf. She hasn't come back. She hasn't been seen in months. And now they've got Naomi and Bianca still as tag team champions, steamrolling through. And they're now picking them off. So, after they have 2 wins over the champions, one in tag team competition with other people and another in tag team competition in general, they have now earned the right to challenge for those tag team titles. With all that being said, this leads to a list of suspects that are very capable. The top 3 suspects being Naomi at the top, Bianca being second, and Liv and Raquel rounding out the pack. Now, given the motives, I guess the next question or the best question would be, who would be the best culprit and how would that lead to a great storyline? Out of all 3 of these particular possible villains, the best storyline is Naomi. Naomi had the most to gain and she has the most to lose. Let's explore the possibilities of Naomi being the attacker and where this could lead. If Naomi is revealed to be the attacker, Naomi could cut a scathing promo about how she came back to WWE and she felt like nobody cared that she came back because everybody was only concerned about Jade Cargill. It could be filled with a jealous, envious rage, but actually makes sense, where a lot of people could possibly be on Naomi's side. You can lead to it being a possibility of Bianca having to choose between her friend, that mentor, and somebody she's loved for a long time, and her friend in Jade Cargill, and somebody she loves and that she feels was slighted. This could lead to a really big implosion of the big three, but also break down these three women's relationship and change it forever. Naomi, being the villain that she is, she could cause a lot of manipulating on her side, and she could start planting some seeds in Bianca as well, corrupting her and turning everyone against Jade Cargill. Or you can leave Naomi to be a lone wolf, where Bianca doesn't join her side and doesn't agree with her sentiments, and she tries to go after both of them. This could lead to some prominent fights between Bianca and Naomi, as well as Jade and Naomi. This could lead to Naomi ushering in some new talent to be on her side. Bring in Lash and Jakara and have them be rolling with Naomi in her faction. And then you can have this evened out. And you can also have Bianca and Jade add to what they have to even it out. And this can turn into a massive feud that could last and span for a couple of months. Outside of Mania, leading into possibly your Saudi show, or maybe even Money in the Bank or Backlash. Or you can let Naomi be the lone wolf and Jade Cargill be her only target. And while Bianca's not happy with her antics, she's angry with her friend, and she ends up, washing her hands of her. The feud between Jade and Naomi can pop off either way. And it could span some months as well. That's how you can do this with Naomi. If you decide to pick Bianca as your culprit, as your attacker, I think the best way to do that is for Bianca to out herself. I would want Bianca to come out after they lose the tag team titles to Liv and Raquel. She's angry, she's upset, and she goes off on a tangent. She blames Naomi for not being good enough and not being up to her standards. And she says, that's why I had to take out Jade Cargill, because she wasn't up to my standards either. And then we get the realization, and the call is coming from inside the house, darlings, that the villain has always been here the whole time. She takes out Naomi, beats her down, and finishes her promo by saying, nobody's as good as me, nobody can touch me. I'm the EST of WWE, and I don't need no help. I walk alone. Jade Cargill's music hits and returns, and they battle it out. They fight. Next week, Jade Cargill cuts a promo. How could you do this? You were my friend. I thought we were here for each other. We worked to each other. We traveled with each other. Bianca will come back and say, we were never friends. It was always business. This was about championships and checks. This ain't about me holding your hand throughout your time here in WWE. Nobody held my hand. I had to walk these streets by myself. And it's high time that your ass understands that in this business, it's dog eat dog. And if you don't know how to walk with the big dogs, then baby, you are going to lose every single time. And just because I'm here, that is going to be your fate. You are never going to get out of my shadow. You will always be second fiddle to me. And then Jade could come back and she could say something to the effect of, if I was your shadow, if I was your second fiddle, then why did you feel the need to take me out on some cowardly dog bullshit? This ain't about you being better than me. This is about you being afraid that I'm better than you. And you should be afraid. When I get done with you, I'm taking over and there'll be a new queen in town. Double entendre. Now, you can keep Naomi in the midst of this. Give them a small feud where they fight each other. Bianca Belair takes her down and goes over on Naomi. You might have a little back and forth, but in the end, Bianca Belair goes over on Naomi. On some cheating shit. Her and Naomi fight after the match. Jade Cargill comes out for the save, and then you officially begin their rivalry and feud. Have that last for a couple of months. And then eventually, you'll have to move forward. That's how that can start. That's how it can begin. How it ends is however you decide. But I'm giving you the keys to the kingdom at this point. The final way that this could end with Liv and Raquel is very simple. Liv and Raquel could have their match at Elimination Chamber against Naomi and Bianca Belair. They could beat them, win on some cheating shit. And Liv and Raquel have their celebration on Monday Night Raw. And on that celebration, they proclaimed that not only did they play the long game, but they were able to best the tag team champions because they were so preoccupied with being champions that they forgot about the fact that their biggest asset was taken out by us. We knew bringing in Naomi would be a possibility, but Naomi's not hard to beat. But the two of you trying to come up against us, and I have Raquel Rodriguez, it was like taking candy from a baby. I outsmarted you. I played the long game and I won. And at the end of the day, I'm champion. And I did it because I could and because I can. You hear Liv laughing and enjoying her celebration. And then Bianca and Naomi's music hits. Will finally come out with the answer of who attacked Jade Cargill. CCTV footage will come out and it will show Liv and Raquel pushing Jade onto the car and taking her out. Or we see the odds evened with Liv adding a new member to Judgment Day. We just heard this past Monday they want to add a new member to make Judgment Day grow again. The smart thing to do is to do this my way. If Liv and Raquel are the ones who attack Jade Cargill, you need to add a female to Judgment Day. Now, you can add whoever you want, whether it be Jordan Grace, whether it be Kiana James. Add whoever you please. But the third needs to be added before they win the tag team titles. And this needs to be their way of solidifying their tag team title status. They should win those tag team titles with the third. And then they should have their celebration. And that's when Bianca and Bianca and Naomi make their proclamation. Jade comes out and they go on the attack and even the odds. This should lead to some type of match at Mania, followed up with a follow-up closer match of the feud between Jade and Liv Morgan and or Raquel Rodriguez. So you tell me in the comment section below who you think the culprit is. Do you think it's Naomi? Do you think it's Bianca? Or do you think it's Liv and Raquel? Or hell, is it somebody that we don't even know yet? Somebody that possibly is coming in sight unseen and has been planning and plotting this whole time? Comment in the comment section below. I am your host, Tiffany E. Thank you so much for listening and watching, and I will see you guys next week. Let me know in the comment section below what character you want me to break down, what storyline you want me to break down, and the ideas that I may have for these storylines. I'm going to try my best to make sure I give you guys one of these videos a week. So thank you guys for listening, and I will see you guys next time. Love you lots. Bye. So unfortunately for me, when I recorded this video 3 days ago, newer developments have come into play here. And now we have to make a little bit of an assessment, a little bit of an addendum to this video. Bianca Belair and Naomi got to see some CCTV footage like I told you they would. And that footage just revealed Liv and Raquel lurking in the background of this ambulance truck. And of course, them taking Bianca and Jade to the hospital. Now, this led to both women proclaiming that we didn't do this. They've been blaming us. Everybody think it's me and it ain't me. I've been telling them for months it wasn't me. Now we got proof. Nick, all this made it very clear that that's not what he was saying, but this is leading to further investigation that this attack could have been done by Liv and Raquel. Now, here's what I think is going to happen on Monday. Okay? Prepare yourselves. You have two options here. Jade Cargill will show up and reveal who really attacked her, and it's gonna be Bianca. I think Naomi is innocent. I really do. Now, or Liv and Raquel really did attack her, and they're gonna go with that angle, and they're gonna let that ride out, and Bianca will turn heel due to the fact that she lost the tag team titles. She'll blame Naomi, and they'll have a whole little to-do. And Liv and Raquel will ride off into the sunset with the titles. One way or another, Bianca and Naomi are no longer going to be tag team titles. More than likely, either before or during Mania, they're going to lose some titles. This is happening because I feel like there's going to be a match set up between Jade and Bianca, because Bianca's the one who attacked her. And they're going to explain it in their roundabout way. But at the same time, y'all let me know what y'all think, like I said in the comment section below. I gotta go. Make sure y'all comment and let me know what you think. Give me your scenarios of how you think this is going to play out on Monday, because I feel like they gotta hurry up and set everything up, because if they don't, one, they probably gonna add this match to Elimination Chamber, which is more than likely when they'll reveal the bullshit at Elimination Chamber if they don't do everything on Monday. Okay, but two, they gotta start level grinding from WrestleMania, and I just have a sneaking suspicion they won't Bianca on the card, but they want a bigger match for her and a bigger match for Jade. I think this is gonna be the start of Bianca versus Jade at WrestleMania, and it's gotta start with her losing them tag team titles. But comment in the comment section below. Let's talk about it.